traveling to consciousness, exploring spiritual journeys to find answers in uncertainty.
So taxes, the thing that America decided to start a revolution over for 2%, for just a 2%. And now we look at our taxes today and we are taxed, I don't know, well over that amount. So in today's podcast, we're going to talk about what my vision is, excuse me, what my vision is in terms of taxes and what it means for you all. So let's just get right into it. So first of all, it's a little bit disingenuous to say that it was only over a 2% tax. It was really about getting taxed without representation. There was also other struggles going on within I forget what it was called, but essentially the union, the American Union, before the 2% tax was levied against the Americans on tea. So what in the world is going to be our tax plan, right? Because right now we're taxed everywhere. We are taxed whenever we sell something, when we buy something. We're taxed whenever we make money. We're taxed whenever we make profit in stock market. So the comprehensive tax plan will take a little bit to roll out everything that we're going to do. And it may change a little bit over time, but right now I can tell you one thing for sure that's a big issue, and that's payroll withholding. So most people, you're probably smarter, so you probably already know this, but most people don't realize how much money they're truly paying from the dollar amount that they're given, right? You get the check that comes home with you every 2 weeks, maybe every week, depends on what you do, where you do it. But you get the tax, you get your check, and the tax is already withheld from the company. And so it makes it a little disjointed. So you feel like you're not actually paying it. If we got rid of tax roll withholding, it would be crazy. People overnight would see how much they're truly spending. But I think even better, and what I'm seeing is let's just make the companies pay the employees' taxes. I think this is a first step we can make, is actually have the companies being held responsible for paying the taxes of the employees. I think this would be huge. This would be a great benefit to the people, as we just start off by saying, hey, you know what? People get all the money, and we'll have the corporations pay it. Because that's a big issue right now, is that, right? The corporations aren't paying their fair share. So let's have them actually just pay the taxes on behalf of the employees. And then the question comes up, and because I've thought this through, then the question comes up is, well, wouldn't companies just pay employees less? Well, the question that I would offer to you is, are you willing to accept that? That's the question. Are you willing to accept to be paid less because the corporation now has to pay the taxes on your behalf? And I see this as really putting the power in the people's hands. Because if you are okay with that, then sure, say you're okay with that. Tell your company, yeah, that's fine. You pay it, pay me less money. But even more so, if you decide to take that route, it lowers your tax bracket. It's because now you're not, quote unquote, making the money, if you will. So I think this is a huge step forward that we can make within our tax code. We can just make corporations pay the taxes for the people instead of you having to pay out of your hard-earned money. Because right now, the way that it's set up is that we're working 4 months out of the year for free. 4 months out of the year, you're directly paying to the government. And technically, it's more than that if you include every other time you're taxed along the way. But just pure corporate company down to person, you work 4 months for free. You basically said, hey, I'm willing to be a slave for 4 months. Take my money. I'll just do it. This is unacceptable. This is absolutely unacceptable. So we need to find a way around this. And I think that this is actually a very powerful way that we can put more power back in the hands of we the people. Make your companies pay your taxes. So I know I am going to keep this one short today, just because that idea came to me recently and I really wanted to share that, guys, with you. So with that being said, please check out the links below. I don't think at the time of recording and the time of release, I don't think that bank account will be set up quite yet, but donations are going to be huge in this because It's a new political party. It's a new vision for the future. So we need people like you to support the mission, because this is going to cost money. So we need to make that happen. We need to make this vision happen. I've already put in a lot of my own money. I need to look at the sheet that I have, but a lot of my own money, self-funding. But even just looking at the trajectory of where this is going, I'm going to need to get self-funded by you guys. And if you guys aren't the ones funding it, then and you guys don't want this, then that gives me a big signal that I'm putting my money where it shouldn't be. But I know that this is what's needed. Evil exists because good men do nothing. So we got to do something. I got to do something. So I appreciate you all. Thank you all for listening. And if we don't see each other in this dimension, I know for sure that we're going to see each other in the 6th dimension.